Good morning and Merry Christmas. It's the 23rd of December today. I've come out for another North Yorkshire walk. Thank you for sticking with me whilst I wasn't making videos for a few months. I moved house, which all went well in the end. Now we're settled in and I'm able, now I've got some time off over Christmas and New Year to get out and do some walks and bring you with me. So as I said, this is another North Yorkshire walk. I'm back again in Boroughbridge. I was here in this area earlier in the year when I did a walk to Copgrove and showed you the Devil's Stone. I'll link to that video in the video description below. But today's walk starts here in Aldborough. This is the Church of St Andrew here. We've got the Battle Cross as well, a 14th century or 15th century market cross which was moved from Boroughbridge, and then we're going to go through Boroughbridge and hopefully up to South Kirby or South Kirkby. Can't quite remember, I always get those two muddled up. But there's a nice parish church there as well, and then yeah, hopefully this will just ease me back into some more video content. Stepping through that south door into this wide aisled nave with these medieval nave arcades, it's a really well organised, rearranged space. Quite a bit of Victorian influence here, which is really quite clear, especially when you get to the chancel, where the character and the sort of gloominess, this pale winter light, of course that's the time of year, which just comes through the windows, gives it a really different sense of character to the rest of the building. And there are some great medieval church treasures throughout. There's at the east end of the north aisle, there's a great medieval brass monument on the wall, a monumental brass, some in the floor, some sculpture on the arcades of the nave as well. It's a really nice church, plenty to see here. I think one of my highlights of this visit to St Andrew's Church is actually in the churchyard. There's a separately listed medieval monument. Now it's a really thick slab of limestone. Clearly it was at one time a floor slab monument, so it's a semi-effigial monument with the head and hands together of a female figure in this sort of cusped recess, like a window that you can see through. But I love the thickness of it. You can really see how the limestone has weathered and how deeply this will have been set into the floor at one time. And what I really like is the lichen which is growing on the edges of this stone and giving it real sort of polychromy and texture. It's really, really impressive. Right, I'm now leaving Aldborough. We're heading towards Boroughbridge, but we're not going to stop anywhere, not even at the church, which is dedicated to St James because it's a 19th century rebuild. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I've been there before and it probably won't be open. But what we'll do is walk through the market square, go over the Borough Bridge, and then up to Kirby. But we can go through the square, the market square, where that cross in Aldborough came from. So we can have a look at that and then head towards the church. So Boroughbridge has quite a lot of old hotels and coaching inns. It was very popular in the 17th and 18th centuries for that. And there are some great pubs here, and the last time I was here in the summer I did go to the Old Bull Inn, I think it's called, or the Black Bull Inn. It says it's 13th century, but it's actually a couple of centuries later. But some of the Georgian coaching inns, the Crown Hotel is a really nice pub. I won't be having a drink there this afternoon though, because I learned my lesson last time. I had 2 pints and then needed a all the way home on the bus for an hour, which was an absolute nightmare. So I won't be doing that again. Now, because I do church crawling properly and take it very seriously, I've arranged to collect the key for All Saints Church from the church warden, who sounded more than happy to lend it to me for half an hour or so. So we'll find his house, and then I'll join you back at the church. So here we are, I've just got the key to All Saints Church. What a monster of a key. Isn't that amazing? Let's get inside. So just walking around the outside of All Saints Church, you can tell by some of the coins at the corners of the nave and even the chancel that this is a really ancient foundation. And the Pevsner for this area, which I don't have with me, but I did a little skim read before I left this morning, it says that this does have pre-conquest foundations, and there's definitely some architectural stonework and masonry which has been reused. And even in the porch here, look, not that early, a little bit later, but look, some amazing medieval monuments, well preserved. Some more stuff going on over here as well, which I'll show you. But the great big hunks of sandstone for the coins, the long and short work going up the corners, is really great to see. I love seeing great bits of hunky, gritty sandstone still used like that. Well, still used, you know, still visible. And there's plenty of it. So let's get the key out of my pocket and get this in the lock and get inside. Now, before we do put the key in the lock, it is worth saying that this door does have medieval ironwork. Those C-shape hinges and the straps. Really great, actually. Always a lovely surprise. Genuine surprise, because I'm never normally looking out for it, but to see medieval metalwork, it's really, these great planks as well have some graffiti in them as well. But anyway, let's get this key in that lock. Wow, that's gonna have to put my phone away. This is gonna take two hands. Okay, that was the most extraordinarily difficult lock that I've ever had to open to get into a church, but did get in. And this is a very small church. We're really not far from what I think is the chancel arch. But let's just have a look. God, I'm so excited. Wow, medieval bench ends. Okay, let's just have a proper look. So, inside the church, it is a funny old business in here. They've had a really substantial reordering of the north aisle, which has had pews removed, a new floor put in, and a servery kitchenette, probably with a toilet, the usual facilities and amenities at the end, which is great, but the building is quite cluttered. Not necessarily anything to do with the people who look after it. I think it just is a small building, very ancient, very small. The overall footprint is not large. There's not a lot of flexibility here, even with the addition of what is a very, very pleasant new modernised space in the north aisle. But in terms of the pre-conquest archaeology here, the stone cross shaft fragments decorated with beasts on them and knotwork interlace, all that sort of stuff, 10th century-ish, maybe some is a little bit earlier, some a little bit later. Good grief, there is so much here. It is amazing to just come down and see those stones, the four better of which have been mounted in the wall under the tower base, well, within the base of the tower, I should say. But as you can see, yeah, the chancel, you sort of have to go through it via the east end of the North Aisle, where all the storage is. So it's a funny space. There's things here of huge significance, of huge historical and artistic, archaeological significance. But then again, I think it's a space that is trying to keep up with its needs. It could do with being a bit larger, because they clearly have a lot going on here. Or clearly whoever uses it has a lot of stuff. So yeah, it's been great to come down though, and I could spend a long time here. But I've seen all I need to see, so time to get back to Boroughbridge and return the key. This is fantastic to see, especially the Wildlife Conservation Area leaflet, which I saw they had outside. And clearly marked, so at a better time of year that would be great to see. But hats off to this PCC for putting effort into making something like that. That's brilliant. Good on them. I will take one actually. And that about wraps it up. Like I say, I'm just trying to get back into the flow of doing some YouTube videos again, so hopefully this was coherent. My little church crawl today. But I do recommend Boroughbridge as a good day trip out of York, to be fair. It's got good pubs, a few good shops. It's really close to Aldborough Roman town, which I didn't see today. You can walk and see the ancient Devil's Arrows, not far out of Boroughbridge. And yeah, you're really not far from a few other things nearby as well, like I've seen today, within walking distance, some good churches, so I do recommend it. So I'll see you in another video. Cheers, bye.